Hello there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Didi and I create lifestyle and mental health content. So I'm finally back home. The trip from Kisumu was a long one. I'm telling you, we had left home, I think at around midday, so coming back to Nairobi was such a hassle, but we came back safely, and that's all that matters. And I wanted to share with you guys like a plan with me type of video, whereby I'm looking back at the year that we've had. I'm looking back at the experiences that I've had, and I'm trying to analyze them and see what I need to do better, see what I need to make more of, see what I need to just change, or what I need to have more of in my life. And I'd love you guys to be part of this as well. So I'm sure by now you have already sat back down and thought about like the things that you want to do in your life. For me, I feel like it's always an ongoing process. Sometimes you get to somewhere and you're like, I actually needed to do this, I needed to add this more, I needed to stop doing this, I needed to stop associating myself with certain things. And I feel like the new year is always it's a moment where you just have time to self-reflect and just dig deep down in yourself and see what your strengths are, what you are able to accomplish, what you weren't able to accomplish. And for me, I wanted to start with just letting you guys know that the first thing I feel like is very important when you're trying to maybe start in the beginning of the year, or when you're trying to have a new slate, is writing things down. Because when you write your story, I've forgotten that. Let me check that quote. Something about writing your future, writing things down, writing your goals down. So I found the quote, and it's: a dream written down with a date becomes a goal broken down into steps becomes a plan, and a plan backed by action makes your dreams come true. So I've just been thinking about that for a long time, and I feel like it holds a lot of truth, a lot of water. Because if you really want something to happen, you have to put it down on paper and you have to start working step by step towards it. So it's come to the end of the year, and my journal, I've really loved this journal. It's really helped me in terms of like planning and organizing, and I feel like it's time for me to get a new one. And I had this thing that I was doing. I think I did it for the year of 2020, where I write down on a sticky note, on a post-it note, at the end of the week, I write down what I've been able to achieve. I write the good, a gratification. It's more like a gratification post-it. So basically anything that happens at the end of the week that I feel like carried water, or I feel like was very important, I usually write it down. I used to write it down, and then I fold it and I put it in my jar. And then at the beginning of the new year, I open the jar and I read all the 52 notes, because we have 52 notes, 52 weeks in a year. So I read them out to myself, and I see the year that I've had through writing. And I feel like it's just a very great step to release and experience and learn and see what you accomplished and what you weren't able to accomplish. For today, I'm going to do one thing, which is releasing all the lows and all the negatives that I had in the year. I had them written down in a certain paper, and I'm going to burn it later on, like in a few. I'm going to burn it so that I can just release all of that into the atmosphere and welcome the newness, and welcome the change that is coming, and welcome the joy that comes with it as well. So I feel like that's also very important when you're trying to let go of maybe heart pain, anything that just didn't really help you, or maybe anything that really caused your heart to ache in any way. So that's what we're going to do now. So during my mental health series last year, I shared this segment where I was talking about, I think, the emotional part, like how your emotions play in your mental health, and releasing and burning like certain things was something that I did, and I felt like really good at that time. And I feel like it should be something that you can try more of, just to see just to gauge yourself and see if you'll be able to release what you're feeling. And I feel like it's very important. And now that I have also written, I sat down earlier. I'm sure you've already seen from the B-roll. I sat down earlier and I had an analysis of like what strengths I had in the year 2021, sorry, and I looked at the amazing things that I was able to accomplish, and I just want to thank God and myself for being able to be, to be consistent in what I do. And it's just fulfilling. Yeah, it's really fulfilling. So because it's a bit late, I'm going to do the next steps tomorrow. So tomorrow I want to take a look at my Instagram and just change my my story highlights and put something simple, something, maybe words, I'm not so sure yet. It's something that I'm thinking about. So tomorrow we'll catch up, we'll sit down and have a look at that, and then I'm gonna do that too. And then after I think I know I'm gonna be content with what I come up with. So that's one thing that I feel like is also important, you know, just looking back at your work and seeing, is there some things that you need to change, is there some things you want to do more of? So that's what I want to do tomorrow. And I'm really excited about using these post-its for my gratification jar. And then tomorrow is when we are going to be doing the Instagram clean, and I'm gonna take you guys with me. So for now, good night, and I'm gonna see you guys in the morning. So yesterday I finally managed to finish doing the changes that I wanted to do for my Instagram, and I really like how it looks at the moment. I love that there's a pop of pink, and the writing and the story highlights are just me, so I feel like they really came out well. I'm really happy about that. I feel like it looks more unique, more engaging, and more like visible to the eyes. So I'm really happy about that. Now today what I want to do is now put up my vision board, and I have it here with me. So I have it here with me. I've had this board for quite a while, and by the way, if you're interested in doing a vision board, making a vision board, I don't think you necessarily need to have this whole setup thing done. You can write your goals down. That's what I actually did yesterday. I wrote down all of the goals that I had for 2022, them down in a journal, and I feel like, as I mentioned earlier, that, you know, writing brings some actualization to things. So I also wanted to just try out the first time to have a vision board where I can be able to look to every single day, you know, because this is like my space. And yeah, so basically I feel like before I even dive into that, the vision board is something that's really personal. I'm not going to share every single thing that's going to be on the vision board. Maybe you'll just see like a snippet, but I wanted to just like let you guys in on the planning process, because the entire video is just like planning and prepping for the year. So I feel like for you to be able to achieve your dreams, you need to be able to have SMART goals. So whatever it is, your goals should be SMART, should be specific. Now this is where you write, you know, I want to do this and this at this specific time. I want to have this amount of money. I want to be able to work with this company. So you're very specific about what you want. And then 2, they need to be measurable. So you can dream big, that's not a problem, but then you need to be able to put some timelines for what you want to achieve at a specific time. So having measurable goals is very important. So that's SMART, measurable, achievable. And then you also need to be realistic with your plans. Make sure that you draw out things that are reasonable, things that you know you're able to work towards. What you need to do is that you need to make your goals time bound, so you can set a specific timeline for whatever you want to achieve. You're gonna say, like, in 3 weeks I want to be able to do my workout routine every single day. And when you do that, you're able to have like a set timeline. So that's going to sum up the entire process and make things more easier and more achievable at the end of the day. So because of the time factor, this is where now like dividing your goals into the entire year comes in. So we have we have 12 months in a year. So in those 12 months, make sure that you break down your goals into quarterly goals. So let's say from January, February, March, April, you have set specific goals. You have one main goal that you have is broken down into now the other quarters. Make things achievable and realistic and also time bound. So you see, all of it is kind of interrelated and intertwined. So make sure that you make in your quarterly goals and then break down those quarterly goals into weekly goals and into monthly goals, into weekly goals, and then finally into daily goals. So now this is where like now writing your to-do list comes in along, making sure that you analyze your week. Every week sit down with yourself and see what have you been able to achieve for this week, what were you not able to do. And then this this also gives you an allowance for the end of the year, where you're gonna sit down and see, okay, what was I able to achieve, what was I not able to achieve, and you've also written down and tracked your entire progress through the year. So now you know, why wasn't I able to achieve this? Is it because of this? Is it because of this? What can I change next year? What can I move more to? So that's something that I feel like is very creative and very achievable when you work in those specific set goals. And I feel like now the vision board is the last step, where now you're able to visualize. Every morning you wake up, maybe put your vision board somewhere where you're able to see. If it's in your phone, you can have it in your phone as well. You can have it in your room, somewhere on the wall. So that's what I want to do now, and I'm very, very excited because this is the first time I'm doing this. And what I did is that I went to a cyber and printed out the things that I wanted to stick up. So I just wrote them, I just created it through Canva. I used Canva to create these like affirmations and draw, like have pictures of certain things. Like for example, you know, there's this one that says my bank account is gonna grow every day. You know, like I feel like this is very personal, but yeah, so I want to just sit down and stick them up and make sure and see if they'll all fit. Actually, I didn't even think about that. So we are going to try some, we're gonna try and make this work. So I'm really, really excited, and I feel like it's a good way to just start the year and embark on your goals and your visions. So yeah. So I've finally finished the vision board. I'm really, really excited about it because it looks it has a touch of me, and it's very colorful and very just everything to do with me. So I'm really, really happy about it. As you can see, it's literally just standing, hanging there in the back, looking beautiful, looking inspirational, and that's such an exciting thing for me because I've never really done it before, and I hope I'll cultivate more of these. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys learned something, you learned a thing or two. You know what your word for the year is. That's like something you're putting intentions in, like something you really want to make into a lifestyle. So for me, my word for the year is abundance, and last year it was intention, and I feel like I did like maybe an 8 out of 10 in terms of like being intentional with my friendships, with my relationships, with my career, with everything about me basically. Yeah, so this was very, very much like, this was really, really fun to film, to involve you guys in some of the like personal bits, you know. Yeah, so thank you so much for tuning in, and let me know in the comment section below if you've made your vision board, or if you haven't made your vision board, and what you feel like works best for you. For me, I feel like this is something, for me, I feel like it's very good for like visualizing where you want to be. So I'm really, really glad about it. So let me know in the comment section below, have you made your vision board? And if you do, if you have, what is the main thing that you want to come out of 2022? So thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video, don't forget to leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the post notifications so that you can be getting notified every time I post a new video. And I'll definitely see you guys on my next one. Bye.